Hello Topis, welcome to a dazzling and shiny day with this added scorching heat of the sun. Gratitude evening Raghu Iyer sir, Shravan sir, Palani sir, Dayakar sir, and a gratitude morning to everyone present in this call. I am your Lekia, currently pursuing BTech first year Chemical Engineering from the University College of Technology, Usmania University, and is your host today. Firstly, thank you all for joining. It brings me immense delight to introduce our Top Talk speaker, who is none other than our radiant Raghu Iyer sir, who's a wonderful venture investor, operator, advisor, an enthusiastic and experienced chief of business strategy and ops, an elegant and experienced board member, digital transformation expert, and M&A strategy ops. First of all, we are grateful for your presence and time, sir. And we feel lucky to be under the influence of your inspiring words, and we are happy to have you as our top speaker today. Okay, so Violet, this is time to present our story presentation. A story of the past, a story of the present, a story of you, a story of me, a story of us. Our story. Welcome to our story. Let us get started with our invocation by Radhika.
This is who we are. We are a team, talented, energetic, astonishing mindsets. We can do anything and everything. We talk, we care, we respect each other. We see beauty in everything. We are connected by hearts and driven by values. We celebrate each other. We provide value to each other. We take ownership in everything we do. We have freedom to make mistakes. We learn as we go. We are mad to make a difference. We love disruptive ideas. We make impossible things possible. We are strong to question the creation. Question the creation. We believe in dreaming big. If you do not dreaming dream big, are we really living? Why be ordinary when we can be extraordinary? We should be driven by our goals, not by egos. We can do it. We will do it. Let us not hope for the best. Let us be the best. This is who we are.
Thank you, Radhika, for powerfully reciting our invocation. Your graceful voice made our invocation even more impactful. Stories. Stories are those invisible frames that form the basis of the way things are perceived in this world. You might have heard many distinctive stories from your parents, grandparents, friends, books, and of course, movies too. I repeat discrete, distinctive stories because they just talk about only one or two phases of an individual's life. But as humans, we crave to experience the hidden magical conspiracies of the universe to make who we are today. Thus, here we are today to give you the experience of our holistic, divine journey of achieving big dreams. A journey that marked its revolutionary start 4 years back and is now passing on the legacy of striving to be in the top 0.0001% of happy people. So, are you ready to experience a heavenly metaphorical ride of our journey? Our story in the form of a murmuration of these adorable starlings. Violet, then, let's start. Over to you, starlings.
Hola, how are you doing?
Hey, I'm good like always. Nothing much. How are you?
Awesome.
How is it possible that you always seem super energized and lively every time I meet you all?
Haha. Let me tell you our story. Our story of fantastic murmurations. Our team of vibrant, enthusiastic, like minded superstarlings who want to be in the top 1% of euphoric, high spirited, happy birds. Starlings who want to extend their wings to explore the limitless sky. Superstarlings who are a beautiful exemplification of serendipity. A flock that flies with love, floats with compassion, leads with passion, and lives with gratification.
Wow, a murmuration? Where is it and what is it about?
It is right here, embedded in everyone, but very few embrace it. Our top murmuration is the embodiment of incredible values. a powerful mission, and a breathtaking vision to change the world and be the change to we want to be. It is not possible alone. It needs a huge support system, an ecosystem to express, and a culture to live in. Yes, we all strive to live our values of assisting each other to fly and reach our desired destination, our goals and our big dreams. We are a team of servant leads who outwork everyone in the team and give our best to provide value to others. We fly in a decentralized web of heart to heart connection, which forms a strong foundation of our unity. We are independently dependent on each other. Our murmuration embraces starlings of different colors, different sizes, and different ages. We believe every super starling is unique and beautiful in its own way. We admire each and every bird in the flock, irrespective of all their odds. As a disruptive team, we rise to tremendous heights with the strong belief in our minds to make the impossible possible. We are passionate to explore across all extreme peaks, seamless seas, crisp deserts, and floral springs. Our murmurations also include birds from varied species. We believe that interaction with new birds every time bring in new energy and open the doors to make miracles happen. We are very grateful for every moment we have been part of our flock and given us an opportunity to provide value to them. Every bird from out of the flock turns in with our song. That's the magic of our ecosystem.
Each and every bird has a unique skill set that is honed with heart. Learning is a continuous process in the flock. We rise up every day to learn something new from the world. From an ant to an elephant, everything is a teacher to our learning mindsets. Learning is always interesting with our superstarlings. We learn together with the ultimate resources accessible in the universe. We transmit our knowledge and acquire energy, and we assist each other to become the best versions of ourselves. We persist to fly, we fall, but we don't look at the ground and say it's impossible. We look at the high sky and say we will make it possible. Every obstacle is an opportunity. What is the worst possible scenario? We might end up learning something new, experience the reality of life. We are grateful for every starling that triggers the change in our life, every chance that enriches us to give our best to the world, and every moment that makes us shine as a superstarling. Gratitude is a driving force that attracts the whole universe. Gratitude towards each other that enables us to fly in harmony. We care for each other. Each starling happiness matters. We are empathetic towards each and every top starling who is on the path of disruption. As a team, we float with unwavering entropy of emotions. Yes, compassionate we are.
Whoa. But how do you manage to have so much positivity and the right mindset every time? Don't you have low days? Is your emotional state always happy and inspired?
Well, it's all because of the platform which we created to express ourselves. Top University, the platform which gives space to each and every super starling in us, vulnerable starling in us, excited starling in us, learner starling in us, grateful starling in us, and whatnot. We believe that every one of us has our own way of perceiving things, experiencing them, and expressing them. Top University is an umbrella of the wild and colorful dreams of our top starlings. Every day at 7 pm, the flock gathers together, settles down at their comfort, and gets transported to the world of expression. We proudly call these gatherings Top Op sessions. Whereas Wednesdays at 7 pm, we have transition calls, and Sundays at 9 am, we have a guest bird, either from our murmuration or from different murmurations, expressing themselves and sharing their wisdom to empower us with their life experiences. We proudly call them Top Talks.
But do you think that every starling is going to carry this positivity and feel good emotion all through their day?
Good question. We may not carry the feel good emotion for the whole day long, but it's
our instinct tends towards positivity. Look for inspiration within our flow. And that's where our Thop podcast, our pleasing and soothing chirpas of the flow, come into action and lit up our moods on our emotionally down days. Soon, we are also going to create another platform called Thop Publication, where we want to give space to each and every starling to come out of their comfort zone, get inspired to inspire the world within their art of chirping. But this time in writing, again this idea is going to be pursued by two of our young aspiring adult starling entrepreneurs.
Ah, this is an amazing way of building and strengthening connection between flocks of not only our mindset but of different mindsets too. I notice that every activity you do has the same set of core values followed by every starling. And this is certainly creating a brand of your flock among other.
That's true. So, starting from our top talks to our top monthly celebrations. We are carrying our ecosystem, our values, and our top culture everywhere. We admire our culture so much that now it's part of every cell of every superstar. We just don't exist, we coexist. We live every moment to the fullest. Every day is a top day of excitement. Just imagine compelling all our proud achievements and memorable days and celebrating them. We fondly call it the top monthly celebrations.
Top monthly celebration? What is it actually?
Starlings love to fly in the sunset sky, but we being a disruptive murmuration of starlings, love to not only enjoy the sunset skies of all days, but also acknowledge each and every moment we fly higher and higher in the sky. We love to celebrate each and every accomplishment of our super starlings, be it small or big. It has now become our monthly routine to gather on the first Sunday of every month and spread the happiness of our fellow starlings' success. Top monthly celebration not only lauds the achievements but also celebrates birthdays of every super starling. Okay, starling, bye for now. Let us meet at Top City.
Hey, 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 what is this top city? This is such a noble thought of celebrating each other's success. I am astonished by the unrealized and priceless happiness you are creating in this world. Top murmuration is definitely going to leave a mark in this creation.
Brand is not a tag that a murmuration or a flock strives to create. It is the expression of emotions that a murmuration makes you feel, which eventually leads to the creation of the brand. It is the impact we strive to inspire the world. It is the ecosystem that every starling in this world desires to live in. It is the culture that persuades them to be the best version of themselves. And it is the value that the brand adds every day to their lives, which in turn creates the brand itself. Our top brand is a humble yet powerful way of depicting our top team, our top accomplishments, and our top culture. By the way, the word top was born from the local Telangana dialect, which means simply out of the world. Whatever we create in this world, be it individually or being part of top family, or as Thop E-Cell family, or as the aspiring CEOs of top companies, will be under our proud Thop brand. Every move is disruptive, every action is revolutionary. What else does the world need? Our flow of arts is incomplete without our parents, our support, and our extraordinary mentors, the torchbearers of our spectacular moves. Hey Starling, this is about our Top brand. You can experience more in our Top city. Let us meet in our Top city.
Hey, tell me about Top City. Why are you flying away? Okay. I am awe inspired with the way you pamper and respect each and every starling of your murmuration. I can clearly see a bigger picture of the world you have been creating for 4 years. This would not have been easy, isn't it?
But guess what? When we signed up for bigger things, we tend to see the rest of all things from a bird's eye perspective. Then naturally, our personal challenges seem tiny in front of the ambitious goals we have set for ourselves as a murmuration. Indeed, we are on the path of serendipity, and this is our pulsating journey of defining the laws of nature while defining nature itself. Do you want to know about Thop City? Come, let us meet all the starlings in the Thop City.
But what it is and where it is. I am curious to know more about Top City, but every starling is flying away.
Wait. I will take you to the top city. Before that, this is not only our story, but this is our 4 years of hard work. This is our top ideas of disruption book, where we compiled all our 89 disruptive ideas. These are our top accomplishments. Some were super successful, some sustained, some did not even sustain. But who cares? We are happy for what we accomplished and we are ready to accomplish more, learn more, explore more, and experience more. Starlings. Now I will take you to our top city. Top city designing our own world. A revolutionary idea to designing our own world, our own city, our top city. But wait, first of all, why do we want to design our own city? To disrupt the way cities have been assumed, to disrupt the way cities have been built. Yes, our city. A place, our homes are our laboratories, and our colonies are our test beds, and manifest a decentralized web of networks where we want to devise an ecosystem and spread our top culture all around the world, where we want to fabricate our own top university and be lifelong enthusiastic learners, where we want to create our own currency and be financially untied to pursue our big dreams, where we make every moment of life special and be a stress free bee, where we want to spread our wings and fly high. You might think, is this even possible? Or are we nuts to envision such a heavenly picturesque of our future? Yes, we are mad to make a difference in this world. We want to be seamlessly obsessed by making our top city possible.
What a beautiful place you have. I could see drone system, sustainable environment and many more. I would love to join the Top journey and also Top City. Thank you so much Starlings for introducing me to this beautiful murmuration. I learned a lot from you all today. Blown away with your ever learning mindset. All the best, young Starlings.
Wow, Starlings, that was a lucid presentation by Thop Murmuration. But what is this murmuration? Who are these young Starlings? This is who we are, Team Thop E-Cell. We are these young Starlings striving to touch sky high limits, dreaming big, making the impossible possible. And this is our story. And let us end the presentation with a video. Deepu, please play the video. Thank you. Thank you. Signing up, Team Thop E-Cell.
Now the stage is open for the comments.
Raghu, do you think you can give
Yeah,
comments on this?
very inspiring. I'm amazed at the energy I'm amazed, at the culture you've created, and I'm amazed at, your commitment and drive for excellence. Uh, and I think you guys are trying to, balance a lot of things. Learning is at the center, and you guys are trying to build your core value set. But I like the ecosystem that you've created, around, your family, the mentors, and of course, Shravan, Mr. Shravan is the linchpin. He's the what should I say, the binding force. So I have had the pleasure to meet with Mr. Shravan Kumar in person about a month and a half ago. And one of the other mentors, I've been friends with Mr. Parniappan for the past 3.5 years. So I'd gone visiting, as you know, he lives in Denver, and I'd gone to visit, to enjoy the snow. And we had this get together at Mr. Parniappan's house, and he did tell me that, he's been mentoring. So I've known about Thop for about a year. So we had an excellent, meeting that March evening there at Mr. Parniappan's house, and I've been very, very keen to meet you all, and yeah, would love to join your journey. But overall, great presentation, and like I said, I'm amazed at the energy and what you guys are building. It'll take a lot of deep dive. I've given some feedback to Mr. Shravan Kumar, but yeah, we'll take, today I'm just going to keep it high level, and Mr. Shravan Kumar told me it's going to be very interactive. But I would love to also, meet you guys, you know, and I believe you've had a good 5 year journey so far, and I would love, to learn. Of course, we have all very experienced, have, worked across the globe, but one thing, even today morning when I spoke to Mr. Shravan Kumar, I told him, you never cease to learn, and we always have to have an open mind. We have to be very hungry. We have to be very focused. Uh, yeah. So I leave it there, but I leave on this note again. The energy is amazing, and there has never been a better time than now to make the impact that you set yourself for. And I'm happy to, join you guys in the journey. I know some of you have been doing it for a while, but I'm absolutely honored to be, the, guest of, the key guest today, whatever you want to call it. And thank you so much for inviting me, Shravan, and then the whole team.
Thank you, sir. And now, our radiant Raghu sir, we would love to hear your story too. And my dear Topis, let's start getting into the joyful journey of Raghu sir's inspiring word. Sir, now the meat is all yours.
Well, appreciate it again. It's an absolute delight. And I'll keep it short. We're gonna have many, many interactions, but I'll give you my background. I have been fortunate, to be a global guy. I'm mostly, of Asian Indian extract, but I do have some English lineage, uh, 4 generations up. So as a young kid, I had the pleasure to grow up between, India and Europe. My father, grandfather, they were all mining engineers. So come from a generation, where typically end up doing. I was, always deeply interested in science and engineering. And I'm a global guy. Even in India, I grew up all over the country. As you know, mining exposes you to a lot of rural areas. So, I grew up predominantly in Eastern India, in Orissa, Bihar, Bengal. Madhya Pradesh, Punjab, etc. And being a global guy, summer holidays, we would always go back. I'm primarily a Tamilian, so we would go back for summer holidays to Tamil Nadu. But as a kid, I moved around, so I'm multilingual. I speak 12 Indian languages. The only international language I speak is English, and to some extent, I can get away with Spanish because I live in San Diego. In terms of my family background, my father was a mining engineer. My mother was well educated, but we had big family. So my mother, even though she was professionally qualified, she ended up being a homemaker. And she also helped. My dad was the oldest. So a lot of uncles and aunts who grew up around us. And India those days was joint families. So extended families, parents, grandparents, granduncles, etc., etc. Right? So, and we lived in Orissa, Bihar, Bengal, but our roots were in Tamil Nadu, so travel, etc. So and I was very gifted, so I went to extremely one of the best schools in Eastern India. Till grade 7, I went to English medium, but then I switched to Dhanbad, sorry, to a Hindi medium school in Bihar. Now it's called Jharkhand, but it's probably one of the most competitive schools to get into. They only selected 50 kids out of, I would say, almost 10 lakh students taking the exam. And I knew nothing about Hindi. So my parents, brought me up to speed in Hindi over a year, year and a half, got into that school, did science. And then, like I said, I was interested in engineering. So I got into IITs, I got into Indian School of Mines. But because of my father, grandfather studying mining, there is a school in Dhanbad in Bihar. Now it's in Jharkhand called Indian School of Mines, which is a very good school, which is now an IIT as well. So I ended up joining Dhanbad, did my bachelor's in mining and petroleum, worked in India for 2 years. My first job was in Hyderabad. That company no longer exists, but it was in Kukatpalli. The name of the company is Ideal Chemicals, Balaji Nagar, Kukatpalli area. So yeah, I worked in India for 2 years, but I always had my sights to go to grad school either in England or the United States. So I got into Imperial College London, got into graduate school in the US. And to quickly wrap up my background, I have 4 graduate degrees in the US. I came here in 86. I have a master's in mining with computer science, I have an MBA with computer science and industrial engineering, I have a master's in finance, and I have a master's in computer science as well. I've been very fortunate. Like I said, I've been to a lot of top tier schools, Columbia, Northwestern University, University of Illinois, etc. Coming back to my professional track, I've been in 4 key industries. Maybe I can extend it to 5. I've been in manufacturing, I've been in software, I've been in Wall Street, which is finance. I've been in healthcare, generic pharma, and management consulting, and lately I have been in venture capital. I've worked for a lot of big brands. And again, like I said, I'm widely travel guy as well. I worked in 20 countries. I've been an entrepreneur with a couple of exits. One was a management consulting company, focused in strategic business and technology operations, etc. Serving big banks in the US like Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, JP Morgan, you name it. It is a global company. I had operations in India, I had operations in US, I had operations in UK, Japan, Singapore, etc. That company was acquired by McKinsey, which is a big management consulting company. Ended up uh, moving to Singapore and Hong Kong to ride the Asian boom. And one thing I've been raised, is be committed to friends, family, and people who help. Never forget them. So I am very devout. You know, I'm very committed to my friends. Friends like Shravan, Parni, etc. Now you guys are going to be friends as well. So that's why I moved back to Singapore to be closer to India, and I always have I always believe never forget the roots you come from. So I moved back with the intent, to be involved in India, which is why I moved to be closer to family. My kids were born here. I have two kids. Uh, my wife is also, from India. She is a Tamilian from Hyderabad. She is settled. They are settled in Andhra for 4 generations. They are from Kurnool, which is Rayalaseema, right? My wife speaks very fluent Telugu. And she's an IITian as well. She went to IIT Madras, bachelor's, master's, PhD from Indian Institute of Science. But we moved back to Singapore to be closer to family. So, to be close to my parents, my in-laws. And, my kids only spoke English. Now they speak Tamil, Hindi, a little bit of Telugu. And thanks for that move to Singapore, and being Singapore, which is close to India, we had the fortune to travel to India every holiday, right? So to quickly speed up, after McKinsey, I had my second run as an entrepreneur, which was a financial exchange in commodities called Singapore Mercantile Exchange. And between 2000 and 2011, built the company really nicely. And after 4 years, we're doing about $4 billion in annual trades. It was acquired by ICE, which is now the largest financial exchange in the world, bigger than NYSE, New York Stock Exchange, bigger than NASDAQ, bigger than BSE, NSE, you name it, right? And my last big corporate role was with a Hyderabad-based company called VBMed Labs. I know the founding family. It's called Varalvar family. It's listed in the stock exchanges in India, and they are a generic pharma manufacturing company. And I was with them from 2012 to 2016. I grew them from about 50 million to 225 million. And the last 6 years, again, like I said, I give high priority to family. The last 6 years, I've lost 3 parents, my parents and my father-in-law. So the reason I took this role, and my son just graduated from college. My wife's name is Padmaja Natarajan. Parni I met them multiple times. Uh, my son, his name is Prajwal. He's an aerospace engineer. He just graduated from University of California, San Diego. And my daughter just is finishing up high school. Her name is Preeti. And, my friends and family mean the world to me. And I have friends all over the world. One last little nugget. I'm very widely traveled. I've visited 70 countries. And I love sports. I love traveling. I love nature. I love music. I love dancing. And I love films. And most importantly, I love India and the United States. So I leave it there. Open to questions.
Can we clap for a second, everyone? Unmute yourself.
Blushing. I am blushing, guys. Thank you. Appreciate it. Really appreciate it. Warm.
Wow, sir. We got so involved in your story and presentation. We just got nurtured through your inspiring words.
Thank you so much. And let's make it very interactive, Shravan. Any questions? We will be interacting like this many times. Today I just want to, you know, uh, you know, maybe we can also, if it's okay, Shravan, how many people do we have? We can have, people introduce yourselves too, for 25 to 30 seconds each. And then, the last 10, 15 minutes, we can keep it for a Q&A.
Hello, sir.
Yeah. Go ahead. Tarun, you looks like you have a question. Go ahead.
Yes. Hello, sir. I'm Tarun from Kottagudem School of Mines. I'm glad that you studied mining engineering in ISM and studied your master's in England. will you share your journey in two phases of your life, like in ISM and in England?
Actually, my
Um,
master's is from the US, Columbia University and University of
okay,
Alaska Fairbanks. I
okay,
did, oh, okay. I did spend, Indian School of Mines used to be an offshoot of Royal School of Mines, which is Imperial College London. So I did spend one semester during my undergrad days. So Indian School of Mines, is an absolutely top tier school. Back when I went to school, Tarun, it was rated among the world's top 10 or 20 schools in mineral engineering. Extremely good school, same level, as, the IITs and the NITs of India. We had, excellent, very good life, academics and well-rounded, So both my high school, which I told you about, Nethrad High School, as well as Indian School of Mines, the emphasis was, all round education, right? So all, a lot of, I was very active, in, I used to act in plays. I used to be an excellent debater in high school and college. So I would, participate in plays. I would participate in uh, play, drama. I would, recite poems. I was, now I've lost my voice. I was pretty good in music as well. I could sing, mostly I would only sing Hindi music, Bollywood movies, songs. What else? ISM, gave me the exposure to right from first year, training. Every summer we had to go through 6 weeks of training in mining. So there is this certification in India in mines for safety. It's called DGMS, it's called first class mining certificate. So you're from Kattagodam, you should know it, right? So because of that, you needed to have 6 months of training even as an undergraduate student. So I had some training, in some of the world's, most unique mines. I took training in what's called Chinakuri mines in Bengal, Raniganj, which at that point was the world's deepest coal mine. There is a Hindi movie called Kala Patthar. It was made in the 1970s. So there is a mine in Dhanbad district called Chasnala, Chasnala. And as we know, coal mines are extremely prone to all kinds of, disasters, flooding, fires. So when you get a chance, look at this movie called Kala Patthar. Amitabh Bachchan had acted. And Amitabh Bachchan, you guys, were not even born. Your parents would know. Kala Patthar, Shatrughan Sinha was the villain. And Kala Patthar, if you know diamond is also carbon, right? So what happens with carbon is if you go way deep inside the earth, coal can become diamond. So Chasnala is a mine which got flooded. About 600 mine workers died. Very tragic, real life story. So in that movie, Amitabh Bachchan, had a body double. Somebody was doing stunt, but he wanted to do his own stunt, and he got hurt. And if you remember, I don't know Dayakar and Parni or Shravani, remember in the 1980, I think 19, I forgot the year, 1982 or 83, he almost died. So I have taken training in those mines. I've also taken training in Kolar Gold Mine, which is the world's second deepest mine. And when I was at McKinsey, I also served Rand Mine. I had the pleasure to go to South Africa, which is the world's deepest mine. So it is 11 kilometers deep. So I've had some unique experiences in my life. Kolar Gold Mines is 8 kilometers deep. And I took training there.
Sir,
And
sir, can you repeat the name of South Africa mine?
Rand, R-A-N-D, Rand mine.
Okay.
And the deepest mine in India is called Champion Reef. It's in Kolar Goldfields. So there is a TV show being made in India, either Z TV or in Sony Entertainment Television. It's called KGF 1 and KGF 2. When you get a chance, take a look. But I'll tell you one thing, Tarun. I After my experience in Chasnala and Kolar Goldfields, I decided I'm not going to have a career in mining. I got scared, and it's another story. At the depth of 5,000 meters, 5 kilometers, the temperature is 120 degrees Celsius. I'm not joking. 120 degree Celsius, mark my words. So they have multi-level of air conditioning, and with air conditioning, the people only work 30 to 60 minutes. An 8-hour shift is compressed into a 30 to 60-minute cycle. But that's how exhausting. But gold is extremely valuable, right? So now I think the Kolar gold mine is no longer economically viable. But back then they were extracting gold.
Very
Right.
inspiring story, Raghuji.
Thank you.
I'm just blown away. I don't know. I don't even have the words to say. Right?
Yeah.
But Dakarji, that experience, kind of turned me away from mining. And I have been at the receiving end of lives lost. So when I trained at Kolar Gold Mines, Champion Reef, during my 6-week period, 3 people died. There is a phenomenon called rock burst. So at levels of, even sometimes 300, 400 meters inside the earth, you have to create a lot of, support, right? Because, you do all the tunneling and etc., right? But in Kolar gold mines, so I think coal mining, the coal deposits are always horizontal to the surface. But metals like zinc, gold, diamond, platinum, they are all, almost vertical, like 60 to 80 degree. So the way you mine, it'd be like step like fashion. So it's extremely brutal, and some of the tunnels I would go, it would be it would be 100 feet in height. And we had to carry oxygen canisters because the temperature is so high, I told you, right? And then it's only 3 to 4 feet in dia. So, and they have ladders that you go up and down. So the mine workers work in such constrictive, what should I say, spaces. It's brutal, and I used to feel so bad. So like I said, so I've had some really shaking experiences. People dying in the mines. Then when I worked at Morgan Stanley, I was a vice president, senior vice president there. And at that point, we were headquartered in World Trade Center. So the terrorist bombing in 2001, I lost 6 people who reported to me. So I've been exposed to tragedy very, very close multiple times at work.
Yeah, I can only imagine. I used to hike the Grand Canyons, which is about only 7,000 feet deep. But when you go deeper and deeper, and it's kind of, you can take it as an open mind, right? It's very open. but we couldn't take the heat. It's very cold on the top, but when you go down, it is so much hot.
Yeah.
And I'm claustrophobic, right? When you are explaining about 3 feet diameter, just by thinking about it, I'll be dead.
Yeah. And Dagar, I did not even tell you the bugs that live there. It's a universe of cockroaches.
Wow.
Cockroaches thrive there.
So it looks like you don't want me to sleep tonight.
But but that's, it's for them, it's like, the most conducive atmosphere to
Right.
multiply, God knows, so all the workers would have suit, which would be completely covered, so these, and they would have, some kind of chemicals on the outside, so the bugs die.
Right.
Yeah, some unique experiences.
By the way, I used to live in San Diego, Raghuji,
Oh, you
2000,
did?
2000 to 2006. Yes.
Where do you live now?
In Denver.
Oh, you are in Denver as well.
Yeah, yeah. So very close to Seven. It's only 150 miles from here. Yes.
Yeah, and Parni also lives there too.
Yeah, I met Parani a couple of weeks ago in person. Yes.
Very nice, very nice. Yeah, more questions.
Yeah. Sir, like is you can do alternatives also, no? Like why can't you choose mind planning or mind designing at that time? Like why you
Sorry,
quit
repeat your
them
question. Mind planning.
and mind designing? Why can't
Oh,
you
mind
continue your
plan and mind design.
yeah?
Because of my experiences, Tarun, I had made up my mind to move away from mining. I applied to graduate school in mining. So when I applied to graduate school in England and the US, I had made up my mind to get a master's followed by an MBA. Before, at the same time that I got into the schools in the US, I also got into some of the top management schools in India, IIM Ahmedabad, Bangalore, and Calcutta. But I ended up moving to the US. So, I made up my mind to study management at that point.
Okay, nice.
A good question, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I love the field of mining, but, like I said, based on my experiences at Chasnala, Chinakuri in Raniganj, and Bharat Gold, BGML, KGF was part of BGML, Bharat Gold Mines Limited.
Okay.
Oh, I should share another experience too. BGML had three mines. Champion Reef was the deepest. Another one is called Mysore Mine. And the third one is called Nandidurg. Champion Reef, below the depth of 6,400 meters, there were only a small portion of the mine which was open to the public. Public means the workers. There were two-thirds of the mine which was contracted out to Indian Atomic Energy Commission and BARC. They were doing a lot of experiments, atomic experiments, in two-thirds of the mine, below 6,400 meters. And they have done some really cutting-edge research over there. Because, of the experiments, right? Because it's, radioactive, right? So at that depth, they just had cordoned off. So there were, at any given moment, we would have, I had the fortune, I didn't tell you, I had the fortune to, meet some of the big guys of, the Indian atomic energy at that era. There was a guy called Raja Ramanna. So, I've had the fortunate encounter when I was doing mining training. The IEA guys, they would use all the conference rooms of BGML. So yeah, I met some really big wigs. I met what is it, the TIFR, Tata Institute of Fundamental Research, they used to do experiment too. And I had the chance to meet. There used to be a guy called JJ Irani. He was in the board of directors at Tata back then. And he was a guy who was, the chairman of BARC, which was under the Tata auspices, right? So I had the fortune to meet those kind of guys.
Nice. Sir, recently I have a mine visit which is depth around 300 meters. For that depth only, I paid a lot, like going underground deeply, and I realized that how hard it is. And at that moment, I got an idea of why can't I choose the path of mine planning and designing and mine geology and mine environment safety things.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no, yeah, absolutely. I have a friends. You must know DGMS, right?
Yes, yes, sir. I know.
Director General of Mines and Safety in India. So I
Yes,
have a
yes.
lot of no, absolutely. There is Coal India has something called CMPDIL, coal coal mining planning and industrial design. It's based out of Ranchi, Bihar. Well, Jharkhand now. So yeah, if you're interested, I'm happy to connect you. Some of my friends, rose to the top at DGMS. I'm happy to connect you there.
Hey, Raghu, I was going to offer a suggestion. Tarun
Yes, sir.
had a lot of good questions. There were a couple of other hands that were raising. I think we'll
Yeah.
probably end in the next few minutes.
Yeah, sure,
Maybe you
sir.
want to
Sure.
tend to a couple, yeah.
No, absolutely.
Tejashree, do you want to ask?
Yes, sir. Am I audible? So, I'm so inspired by so many accomplishments you have gone through. I was noting down the list and it goes and goes. So, you know about 12 languages, different countries, mining, computer science, nature lover, dance, debate, music. My God, there are so many lists going on. How could you manage all these directions? It is completely different from music to mining and languages to computer science. You know, there are different directions you have chosen, and you have with passion. How does the passion have come out from you?
No, thanks for the compliment, Tejashree. So a couple of things. One is, when you're in the field of science, it's always, good to balance it with an alter ego, the other side, of art and music. So, it helps you, kind of de-stress and bring your creative energies back. So I just chanced upon engineering, till 11th grade in high school. I wanted to be in the field of literature. I was actually very gifted as a kid in literature, and I used to write poetry and short stories, both in Hindi and English. But then, today, India is an amazing place. But when, people like me and Shravan and Dayakar and Pani grew up, you had to study engineering or science, medicine or law. Today you can do anything in India, you can be at the top, right, including sports. So I had to pivot to engineering. But to answer your question, I always, loved the humanities side of things, especially artsy things, music and literature. I'm a very, deep reader. I'm a voracious reader. Even now, I read anywhere from 40, 50, 60 books a year. And the other thing is, now this is what I'm loving about Thop, right? Being around young people, keeps you young. So if you can be extremely busy. There is a saying, I don't know if you know these guys. I'll give you a couple of examples. There used to be a guy called Dale Carnegie. Dale Carnegie was the world's second billionaire. The world's first billionaire was Rockefeller, and the founder of the Carnegie Group is Andrew Carnegie. So Andrew Carnegie had a saying: the busiest people have time for everything. You find a way to make time. My kids are almost your age. My son is 24, my daughter is 17 and a half. And I always have debates with my kids. My son goes, "Oh, you need at least 7, 8, 9 hours of sleep." I said, I just need 4 hours of sleep. I've always gotten away with three. When I was young, I could go a week without sleep, maybe an hour or two. So, of course, I need rest, but find avocations, which will help you de-stress and balance life. And that's why, I love music, traveling, which is why, I went to visit Parni, and I had the fortune to meet Shravan Kumar. Good question.
Thank you, Raghu. Viveka?
Yes, sir. Uh, Thank you so much, Shravan sir, and thank you so much, Raghu sir, for staying up till late and like giving us this soap talk. I'll not take much time of yours, and so I mean, I just really wanted to ask you this question. Like, we have heard that you have created many companies as part of your entrepreneurial journey. So, how did you like really manage to do that? And like, can we know more about your entrepreneur journey? Maybe in short, we might have a
Yeah,
extended
we'll have
session.
another session. Yeah, absolutely. I'll answer it in a minute.
Yep.
No, absolutely. When I went to business school, always had this urge to be an entrepreneur. And when we were growing up, in general, unless, you come from a business community, like a Gujarati, or a Punjabi, in general, middle class India would, parents, grandparents, family would not encourage you to go into business. But I was always, and I've succeeded, I've failed, I've lost a lot of money, I've made a lot of money, I've had successful exits, and that's business, right? But the thing is, why you want to do business? Because couple of things. One is, if you are the creative type, you want, you know I'm a take charge guy. I love action. I've loved to jump into the fire pit, right? And I don't fear failure. I've made a lot of money and I've almost lost it all too. But thank God we've been educated. But that's why education is very critical. And don't be afraid to fail, because failure will teach you so many things. You will learn so much from failure that you'll not learn from success. It'll tell you what to do, what not to do. And the most important thing, Vivikta, is it will make you eat humble pie. It'll teach you humility.
Wow. I was just lost in your answer, sir. We would definitely love to have a whole session on this. I'm just so excited for that.
Oh, absolutely. It'll be my delight.
So, Raghu, we usually do it for 1 hour. And
I
so,
can go,
yeah,
we
yeah,
can go
it
longer.
is. So, we we want to definitely have you back. So, one of our, you know, Thop Talks strategic planning team will call you soon to get a date and time with you, and they'll call you. I Vivikta wants to be an entrepreneur, so I am hoping that she can call you, maybe once a week or once every 2 weeks or something like that,
Yeah,
and
sure.
hear your thoughts and how she can grow to be an entrepreneur.
Sure.
So, Palani and Dakar, do you want to have any final comments before we end today?
Hey
I
guys,
think you
Keith,
brought it. Go ahead,
go
Palani.
on. Let me take it first. Okay, just 30 seconds. But once again, look, I think every time I listen to the students, it's an awesome feeling. And I think to have brought another friend to our family, i.e., Raghu, and having had a chance to meet Diakor, I think it's been a really great honor and a lot of fun. And let's keep the family growing. That's all I would say.
Thank you. Thank you, Palani.
Thank you. Thank you, Parni. Thanks for the intro to Shravan, and great to be part of the Thop family.
Dakar?
Yeah, I just want to say one is thank you, Raghu, for really going through your life journey and all. It's really impressive, and I was kind of very keen on listening, and how you really made your life. And to someone, it's very nice, and thank you for really bringing these kind of people to show to our the next generation, what they can be in the future. And these are all the kind of things are really inspirational for them.
Yes. Yes.
That's all.
Awesome. Thanks, Dakar. Kind words.
Thank you. I mean, this was a beautiful talk. I knew it was going to be. The last time when we met at Palani's house, I was just blown away that you wanted to hear me when you were so successful. And you were like saying, no, 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 I want to hear about you. I want to hear about this Thop E-Cell. And every time we moved to some other topic, you always brought me back to saying, I want to hear more about this. And we talked about our Thop E-Cell for, I don't know, 1.5 hours or something like that. And I was just thinking, wow, look at the humbleness in this person, so accomplished, and still wanted to know about me and know about us, our small team of few people. And that, so thank you so much, Raghu. And
Likewise. Feeling is mutual.
another thing is, Raghu's family also got affected by COVID, like our family got affected. And Raghu was saying today, I have become a father and a mother, to take care of the house because his wife had to take rest because she had some surgery. So he was saying, so you can be, and I was thinking about this, super successful, has done so many things, but then still is like, I'm going to take care of my family. I'm going to take care of my wife is not doing, she needs rest. So I'll take care of my son, my, daughter. So just really saw your humbleness there, Raghu. And so nice to meet you. And Palani, as usual, oh my God, you are getting us to meet some really beautiful people. And right now, we have adopted your slogan, be inspired or be inspiring, as our slogan right now. Every time we are like, any meeting happens, we are always thinking, Palani's slogan is be inspired. So are we inspired? Are we inspiring? So we are actually asking that question all the time. So so not only you have brought us really some very good friends, but your words are also bringing us, are inspiring us every day. Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Awesome. Yeah. See you all
Thank you.
soon.
Yeah,
Thanks
appreciate it
again
all.
to all the Thop family. Had a great meeting. Yeah. Bye bye.
And a good beginning session came to a great end with all discussions, comments filled with lots of learning. It's my privilege to propose a vote of thanks to our humble, sustainable living soul, Radiant Raghu sir, for such a remarkable talk. Once again, thank you, talented, energetic, astonishing mindsets, for joining and making the call interactive. Thank you, everyone. Signing off, Likya.